think I'm ready to get...
I saved enough to take my mom on a cruise.
Alright, what's going on, guys? I'm gonna do some practice for planetary qualifier. My friend John is gonna join, and we're gonna play each other, probably teach me a few tips and stuff or whatever, and I'll probably play someone online. So while I wait, I can just get in. Well, I'm gonna use this Palpatine deck I made. I think it's solidified, but I think I may add a few things, maybe not, maybe. But I'm going to in North Carolina, Durham. There's a planetary qualifier, so I will be playing in that. Will I win? I don't know. Will I lose? I don't know. What I do know is at least I want to get top 8. But it is my first planetary qualifier. I just learned the game 3 months ago. I figured, hey, why not play in a planetary qualifier, because this game's fun and why not? I like doing competitive stuff, you know. So we're gonna practice with this Palpatine deck. And this deck has won a PQ before, and it's been getting top 10s. Obviously I have my own stuff in here, and if my nemesis is watching, who's going to be at the planetary qualifier, he's going to know how I'm going to play, and I'm screwed. But if he's not, then this is great. So let's go ahead and get some practice in. Let's play this guy. Oh, let's go and reload the Carabast. This guy wants to smoke. He wants to smoke. I'm gonna keep this going. I've never played against Gun, so if 2 or more friendly units were defeated, create a battle token. So I want to say get rid of the Walker and Maul. Let's go with that. And we'll get a plot card. Claim initiative here. Just gonna do create a battle droid token. So he's doing this weird battle droid token when defeated. I'll just put this in. Maybe if I get no glory. Okay. That's weird. We'll go ahead and use his ability. Okay. How was he able to play this? Oh, when played, if you control the damage unit. Okay. Okay, let's go with So finally have restock, so let's you probably take out his droid. It's fine. And it looks like John is on, so I'm just gonna leave this game because it doesn't really matter, and we'll go ahead and open Discord and get that in.
How's it going, man?
E, what up?
So I'm taking a little bit of time right now. I'm trying to like get the deck list on the Carabas, you know.
Okay, all good.
Yeah. So I just need to take a second. It's kind of annoying because if you go to like the Food Competitive Hub, it's all in melee.gg deck lists, but you can't like export it into Carabas. I'm sure there's a way, but I don't really know how. Let's see.
Maybe copy it to Suabase. I don't know.
Yeah, probably a way. There's like an in between way I can do that. Let me try that. Or I'm just gonna try maybe look up a Han deck. Maybe it'll just show up in there. I think I. Okay, I found one that's basically similar to what I found on the tournament list. So, yeah.
Okay. Ready.
Hello there.
This is going to be Han Blue Force Space.
All right. Don't just let's play first, and then you can give me tips.
Gotcha.
Like the whole best of 3. So let's if I can figure out a way.
Gotcha. Yeah, this deck is just straight up value. Just play the best value cards you can. Oh man, it's not good. Okay.
All right. Let's go here.
Man. My draw is pretty bad right now, but it's all good.
Alright, I'm gonna go with this. Oh shoot, I forgot the transition from the... There we go. Okay. Go here. There.
Well, so far we removed everything, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. I think this is good. Let's see. Alright, let's do this. Okay.
So, yeah.
Hmm.
On Etsy, you can find your favorite person a gift as special as they are, like a custom leather camera strap to celebrate your photography-obsessed friend. Shop Etsy for special birthday gifts that say, I get you. Click or tap the banner to shop now.
Business owners must solve the problems that their employees run into. Patriot Software's Time and Attendance mobile app is a problem-free way for your employees to track their time, which means fewer problems for you.
Okay. Okay, let's do... Of course. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. All right, useless. Yep. Hmm. All right.
All right, good game.
Oh shoot! That was best of 3.
Oopsies. Let me. We'll just run it again. Exactly. Let's see. What preset?
What if I want to
We'll just have to
mulligan?
do this again
I
next
meant
time.
not mulligan.
Oh, gotcha.
What's
I'll
it
reset
called?
another one.
Sideboard.
I think you can sideboard in the lobby first. So I'll just create a new game real quick. Oopsies. Where are you? There you are. All right, here you go.
Hello there.
Yeah, you can go ahead and sideboard right now.
Okay.
And I guess I will too. Let's see.
All right. So what I want? Hmm. All right. You didn't really help me. So you put okay.
Should be good. Okay. All right, game 2.
Hmm. All right. Let's see here. Hmm. All right. I don't need this guy. All right. Let's go ahead and that. Don't really have a choice there. Okay, let's see. Alright, let's do. Okay, so. Hmm. Let's do that. Hmm. Dude, I hate Anakin, bro. I'm just gonna do this. Do this. Don't need that one. Not what I needed. Do this. I'm not gonna need you. Let's see. Four. Um. Here.
That's a hand for sure.
Just to strike a little fear.
What is it?
Okay, I'm going to.
I should have done that. Yeah, could do that. Yeah. Okay, I have an idea.
Let's do this. Hmm. Oh, shit, that's fine. Do that. Not what I need, man. Not what I need. Ooh, okay. Alright. Hmm. Come on, man. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have a choice. Okay. Yeah, that's it. I don't really have anything.
Good game. That was just yeah. I don't know what you had in your hands, but you played the right plays from what I saw at least. At least one thing though, I would probably have like recommended vigilancing and rather discarding from my deck just because like I'm pretty low on my deck size now.
Yeah, should have
But it's not
discarded.
that close, so it wasn't gonna make a big difference. I would have had 10 instead of 16. You know what I mean? So like, it's not really like that.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have made a difference in the game. It's just what I would have preferred to do if I were in your position. But yeah, Han 2 just is annoying because it's just like a ton of value. Let me think. Yeah, I don't know what you had in your hands really, so I can't really see exactly. But
All I had
let me
was I
think.
had Cad Bane, Mon, Vader.
Mhm.
I mean, I played the Timely on the Walker to heal 6. I mean, I could have played
Mhm.
Vader, but I don't know.
I'm not sure, but this might be a matchup where putting your units down might be better, but I don't really know honestly. On two is just like straight up value, and it's kind of really annoying. Like really, you just kind of got like unlucky because if you had drawn, let's say that you had vigilance and discard my deck, and also had drawn that super laser blast, you turn early. You know what I mean? Because like you're like
Yeah.
one turn late for that, then it would have been a different game. So like just I think you just kind of got unlucky. You know what I mean?
Do you think I need a draw, like a draw, well, like some sort of card that just draws?
What's his face is really good. The 0/5
You think he'll be good though
draw
with my
card.
deck?
Let me. I mean, it's usually really good for like there's like some statistic or something of that where like if you happen to use it turn one, it's like you end up winning more or something like that. So definitely it's worth putting in. Let me. I forgot what it's called though. Dr. Pershing, right?
Yeah.
So let's look at your deck. Thing. So like, did you just like not really draw cards like Gong Power Droid and Super Laser Technician and stuff like that?
Well, I got rid of Gong Droid.
Well, I see. Did you resource it?
No, I don't have Gong Droid in my deck.
Oh, gotcha. I think I'm looking at an older deck list. Would you mind
Oh yeah.
showing me your like updated one?
So I'm playing Data Vault. Maybe I should do just a regular 30 base, you think? To have 50 cards?
It's usually okay either way. I think it's mostly fine because you know, uh, it doesn't really like affect that much having 10 more cards. And sometimes it just means that like, you kind of just wanted to have more cards anyways. So I would kind of keep it, but like, but it's definitely worth trying. Let me see. Okay, so let's technician, gotcha, all these right.
Because I feel like I know what I need to do. I just don't never have the cards I need.
Right. Let's see. You
And
could
then, yeah.
you could potentially get rid of three of the merciless contests. It's good, but like I don't know. Let me think though. Let me look at these cards. It's always a
Yeah.
difficult question.
Um. y-
Yeah, I think you could honestly live without the merciless contest,
Okay.
just because you have so many kill cards anyways. And Doctor Pershing kind of acts like as a way to like that kind of replaces merciless contest anyways in a sense. If you happen to draw one or at least one card, you've kind of got it back. Um, but I don't know if that makes sense at all. I think, but I would recommend trying that and seeing how that feels. Replacing that with Doctor Pershing.
Okay. Let's try that.
Let me look at these. I mean, it looks fine. You could replace certain cards like Maul is good, but he's kind of like a little bit quote unquote random in your deck, just because your deck is a little more control-y than it is like mid-rangey. And Maul is more of a kind of a mid-range finisher type card. Um, so you could replace that with like interestingly enough another 7 cost card. I don't know if you've seen First Light before. Let me find it.
Oh yeah, he's a plot one.
Yeah, it's just like another random plot card, and it just kind of gives you like one thing that's good about it is that like
That's
for
true. It's an
instance,
ambush.
like as I kind of mentioned yesterday, it's this one doesn't have that 6 HP stat line, and Han 2 doesn't play if he's not playing blue, uh he doesn't play like Luke Skywalker usually. You know what I mean? Even though Luke's a good card, he still plays Anakin, and Anakin still does like the double. Actually, he does play Luke. Never mind. So like there's both Luke and Anakin in there, and they both do -6 total in their in the worst case scenario. So this dodges that as well, and then also it it depends on what's on the battlefield, but it gives you an opportunity to start to put pressure on them in a different arena. Like if you kind of know that you can control the ground arena already, then you like let's say they have like one unit out and it has like less than 6 HP. Then if you deploy with Palpatine and First Light, you can take out their units with Palpatine, and then you'll have a First Light as well. Just like that's 5 damage per turn that it's kind of difficult for them to deal with because of its stats. Um, and obviously the best case scenario is like they have some sort of space situation going on, and you go ahead and kill them and draw a card. But that's one you could try out instead of.
Okay. Um, what about FN Trooper Core? What do you think about him?
You could theoretically get rid of him. He is a little like not that great. And then if you
Yeah.
if you put in the first lights, then that's 2 plot cards extra, so you kind of offset that anyways. Um, you could even just replace keep the malls and maybe replace the FN troopers with the first light instead. Um,
Here's
that'd
okay. I'm
probably
gonna
be
get
fine. I
rid
don't
of
know.
Maul. I'll put for 2 first lights, and then what if? And then I'll get rid of the 2 FN troopers. And what if I add like? What do you think of Jar Jar?
Jar Jar's good. He puts like I like him. What I've heard, at least other people's arguments and whatnot, is that like, not only does he give you a good stat boost for that turn, but also then like that's the main thing. But then also you just have a 2/1 on the battlefield, which is not nothing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it has decent value in that aspect, and also like you can play it out of plot turns just for 2 to get something 2. That's not so bad really either. So I like it. You can when you plot with him, then Palpatine is like an 8, 11 or 8 whatever he is. You know what I mean? So then he could even more massive. So yeah, I like Jar Jar. I'll try that out. Or you?
Okay.
It's also another plot card. So like having more plot cards is good because then it reduces the amount of times that you miss on your ability.
All right. Can you do a Kylo Ren deck?
Sure.
I'm just
Which
trying to
there's like
play everything.
there's like different ones.
Um,
Which one do you prefer? Like there's like the Parkin Town one, and then there's like the Data Vault kind of like control-y one. I don't know if you
here's this
know
one.
which one
I'm
they.
just looking at
Gotcha.
ones that have won PQs recently,
Gotcha.
so I can just be ready for anything. I kind of know Han, Yoda. Maybe we could do Yoda again. Kylo Ren's. I think I could take him down, but maybe not. And then I see. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, Cad Bane. Then there's Han Yellow. We could probably do Cad Bane again next.
If someone choosing actually best of 3, let me. This. Oh, cool. Swoop base. I've never used swoop base before. Uh,
Oh yeah, I like it. It's pretty good.
yeah, it looks like it has a nicer UI than SwooDB does. Okay. Let's see. Oh,
Hello
that's
there.
on my computer.
All right, let's see what we got.
And I don't really play a lot of these decks, so you're not really getting like the best competitive experience against me. But like I generally know how they play and whatnot.
Well, I can't win anyway, so I just gotta learn how to win.
It's kind of the complicated thing about Swoo is that like even though I haven't played them much, because I've played against them, like playing against decks essentially teaches you how to play them, which is kind of weird. So I've played
Yeah.
against them enough to understand what's going on. And these are kind of similar enough to archetypes where it might be a pretty decent lesson. Let's see.
But you just know the game more than me. That's why I'm just trying to get better anyway.
Yeah, I just like straight up don't have a life. You know what I mean? Just like I'm at work and I'm just like looking up updates on Swoo and whatnot. But also, I just enjoy it, which is why it's not
Yeah, it's fun.
so difficult for me to get into it.
You need to make a
Yeah, so
YouTube
this one,
channel.
This one, for instance, has Dr. Pershing, so you can kind of see the advantage of this one and this one. And this deck can be especially annoying since like you just kind of seemingly draw every turn. I didn't happen to draw a equipment card this time, so it doesn't matter. Let's see, interesting. All right. The unfortunate thing is that I don't know. You both have like semi-guaranteed, draw. Like you don't 100% get your plot card every time you draw, but for me, I don't also conversely always draw into an equipment card.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if this one even really uses that much equipment. It does, like it does. I just haven't drawn it. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and draw a card. That's what Dark Pershing does. Let's see. This is kind of like a sketchy scenario for you. Unfortunately for you, I didn't really think about it, and I resourced two. I shouldn't have done that. I resourced two of my no glory owner results. I didn't really think about that as a really dumb idea. But like the idea is that I probably shouldn't have done that because if I had it, I could have taken your super laser technician and resource it for myself. So that's kind of like one of the worst case scenarios for you as a control player is if the other control player steals your super laser technician or ramps off of it.
Yeah, I
Because
was
the only
worried
way
about
they can
that.
do that is by already having ramp before. So then then it's a disparity of two, which is even more massive. And this is especially, it's really good that I didn't draw for your sake because this is especially bad because I drew into Dr. Pershing, so your super laser section can't even suicide into it, which is unfortunate.
Oof. Didn't get
Hmm.
rid of the Annihilator. Alright, let's do undo that.
Hmm. Oh, like this, but fine.
It's fine. Yes. Oof. You have super class laser, don't you?
In the deck, yeah. I have it in one of my resources. Let's see. Let's see. What do I do? I move this?
Hmm. Yeah, I'm an idiot. What am I doing?
I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, I mean, I had 7 resources open, so like you
Yeah,
would kind
I was thinking you
of
were gonna
you,
play.
yeah, which is like, so it's not like the worst thing in the world, but like I just kind of like at this point, I'll just go ahead and like tell you what I'm thinking. But like, I have another vigilance in my hand right now already, and I'm looking for another one. So I'm just like, don't really care basically. I'm just not using it because like all I can do is this card. I can't heal, I can't defeat, and I can't give a shield, so it kind of feels not the greatest value. But I'm kind of just like looking for another one that makes sense.
Hmm.
I don't know if this deck has
Just
restock.
thinking.
It does.
All right, let's just do. I guess. So I don't get the thing that I need. Let's just go here.
What happened? Okay, confused forever. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Sorry, I just tried to like do something that didn't make any sense at all, and it was like, yeah. Oh. I played Palpatine's Return, and for some reason, it let me play a card that I like didn't have enough resources to play. Like, rather, it let me select it, and then it didn't work, and I just got really confused. This is psychological warfare. I revealed the condemn for the condemn to let you know, like, I have another one. You know. So.
All right.
Well, all right. See what we got.
I think for a
Okay.
second. What
Okay.
should I do here?
Oh, you got one of my Palpatine's returns. Oh, never mind. Yeah, yeah.
Ooh. Let's go ahead and see. Think. I mean, I don't know if this. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Okay.
Hmm. All right, let me check out your. It's not enough. This isn't really like an ideal play. Like I don't really expect my guy to survive. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Let's do let's,
One good thing about uh leaders like Kylo and also Palpatine is that like getting to draw is not only a good thing in that, but also it gives you a turn to pass. You know what I mean? And like give you some breathing time because you really want your opponent to be doing this stuff first, and you responding to them. So it just gives you like a good thing there. All right, let's see. Okay, this is probably ideal here. Get that.
okay. Interesting, interesting.
Yeah, the effect isn't so prominent in this matchup because we're both doing it.
Yeah.
It gets like more weird, and yeah. Oh, all right. Let's take card there. Be careful of that. All right. So one thing that's not good about this Annihilator setup in is that like technically, or rather in Carabast, it's like a programming kind of thing that's wrong. It's like technically you're supposed to look through their entire deck. You know what I mean? For that card, so you're supposed to be able to look at their deck. Um,
Oh wow,
but as
interesting.
far as I know, it doesn't because otherwise how are you gonna find the cards? You know what I mean?
That's
Um,
true.
but like this doesn't really show you every single one of the cards, so it's kind of like that's like a big part of it. So um, just remember that if you're playing in real life with it, that's a good opportunity to be like, well, now I know what your entire deck is.
So in the PQ, if I have the Annihilator, I
Mhm.
can. How does that work? Like, do I have to like? I can't make shuffle their deck, or how does that work?
So let me look at the official text. What says, Lighter says, when played, when defeated, you may defeat an enemy unit. If you do, search its controller's deck and hand for each card with that unit's name and discard them. So like, what I mean? You just even if you get to even if you find all of them before by the time you get to halfway to the deck, you still have the deck in your hand. It's not like, oh, now you gotta like stop looking at the deck. You have four rights to just be looking through the entire deck. Um, and then you can just like find out what they have, and then uh, yeah. And
Interesting.
generally speaking, especially in SPU, they try to be like very patient about things. Like your opponent should give you like as much time as you need to look through the cards. Like a reasonable time. So don't let anybody like rush you or anything like that. All right, so let's see. What did you have in your hand again? It was a million cards. All right. These are all pretty. All right,
Oh yeah, and then like
that's
in
the one.
person when you
Mhm.
won't have it where it tells you all the cards that you saw, like you can have like them memorize them, right?
Right, and I do believe, and don't quote me on this, but I'm 99% sure that, or 90% sure rather, you can write down stuff on a piece of paper.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, so you can go ahead if you look at them, you can just write them down if you want.
Is there gonna be like refs there
Yeah, they refer to them as judges, and
or
try
judges?
to
Yeah.
get like comfortable if you suspect anything, or like there's two cases generally. You either suspect they're cheating, which is like the less likely situation, but the more likely situation is that like you just happen to have a question about one of the rules, and as soon as you have a question, don't hesitate, just like raise your hand and yell judge. Don't scream it, but just like judge, and one should come to you and they can resolve like let's say you don't understand or you want them to explain what is the resolution for particular abilities, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're referred to as judges and they're usually pretty nice. But yeah, the worst case scenario is that your opponent's cheating and then you call the judge, but you generally they're just there to like ease confusion and whatnot. Okay, let's see, what do I do here? That's a hard card. All right, gonna be annoying. Ooh, right. Interesting. It's not good. Let's see.
So how would I know if someone's cheating? Like,
Um, I would say it's like pretty hard to cheat in my opinion in the SWU because like when you play Magic the Gathering stuff like that, there's a lot of situations where you just have so many things you do in a row that like it can be kind of easy to slip in some cheats there, because like it's hard
oh,
for
that's
people to
true.
verify. But in SWU, you do one thing at a time. So usually, if someone cheats, it's pretty egregious. You can kind of just tell they cheated. But the other kind of forms of cheating are like the less obvious ones are usually like kind of deck shuffling related kind of cheating. Um, like or deck physical card related cheating. For instance, like for the first one, like they may shuffle their cards in a way that they look at the card and then they like get that card on top or something like that. And if you see them doing that, you can call a judge. And I'm not really sure what happened in that situation, but I kind of imagine that because like there's no evidence, you just kind of like then the judge would probably make them shuffle in front of them. What I mean, to verify that it's fine. Um,
So can
but
I?
there's stuff like that where people will like, let's say that you have like you wanted to get Doctor Pershing, and so like you just like shuffle your deck, but then you have it on top the entire time, and you're not really like. So you should watch the way. I'll send you some videos later, but you should watch the way they shuffle. Because if they shuffle and they just like keep the top card to top, they're not really shuffling. You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
cheating.
Can I ask if
Other
I can just cut their deck?
exactly. So that's also really important. You should always cut their deck, even if it's just like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Because you never know if some dude's a random person's cheating or not.
I was like, hey, can I
The,
cut your
the,
deck?
yeah, yeah. So every time in the beginning, I don't know if you're technically required. I'm pretty sure in the rules you are, but you have to cut their deck after they shuffle. Um, so usually that gets rid of the problem. Usually, you know what I mean. And then the other part is like if you kind of know this is also very rare. I would say probably even more rare, but like it's illegal to have like marked cards. So like if you
Right.
happen to see that they have some cards that look like they have a little difference on them, even if it's kind of accidental, you can call it out. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because like even the player won't want to play with marked cards even accidentally. Um, so that's another kind of form of cheating. But yeah, I don't really know about SWOO. There's not really like a lot of ways to cheat particularly easily. Um, see, sir, let me just get rid of this crap. Okay, so I'm gonna just play him. This is bad. Okay.
Okay. Okay, that works.
All right, here's where things get tricky. All right.
How many vigilance? Okay, you don't have vigilance anymore. Well, you have restock, don't you? Yeah. I have
That's
a
part.
plan. I have a plan. It might work. Let me see if I can do it correctly. Let me think for a second. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second.
Oh no. Oh, okay. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's logic. Logically, it's fine because you only have 2 cards in your deck.
Okay, so let's see here.
Oh,
Oh, actually, I can't. I already saw your. I can't undo. Yeah.
it's up. Since
It's
we're
fine.
playing like
Go
kind of,
ahead.
it's up to you. You can if you want. You can
It's
just
fine.
take
I
it back. I
messed
don't
up.
really.
I messed up. It's fine.
Gotcha.
It don't matter. I can. It's fine.
Just because like for swoo, I feel like you know, sure it's good to like live with what you the bed you made. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it doesn't really actually help you that much because like you really want to learn like based on the best case scenario. You know, so like I wouldn't mind if you take it back. But yeah, okay, let's see.
I gotta learn
Oh,
the
this
hard
is
way.
rough. Okay. So now we just go ahead and I think I do this. That. Oh, that's not good. No, I knew that I'm so dumb. I knew that was gonna happen because like when you have a certain amount of cards, I only had 2 cards in my deck and then I played restock, so I already knew what was gonna happen, and I messed up, but it's fine. All right, there it is. Okay. It's already like that, so all I need to do is this. Okay.
Hmm.
Let's see what's in your discard here. Hmm. Interesting.
Okay, let's see.
This is so weird.
Oh wait, that's stupid. What am I doing? Okay. No, if I do that. Okay. So you have that. So I need to not do that.
I keep it. What do I do here? All right. I think I should do this. Hmm.
Okay, so
Also, this is the part where like I don't really know what advice to give because it just kind of gets like semi-complicated in terms of like how many steps you have to think ahead. You know. All right. Okay. Okay.
I'm
Okay. So we
trying
did
to
that. So that means you grew half of them, which means all right. Let's see.
I realize you can cheat by looking at the stream.
Oh, I'm not looking at Nori.
We have
I'm too prideful to cheat usually. Let's see. Don't even know. Do this.
interesting. Let's see what we're gonna do here.
I think too. Like I'm not sure what I should do. Let me think. Hmm.
I'm just
Oh.
gonna go here. Well, let me think for a second.
All right, I gotta do this. I think this is fine. Okay, that was the best case scenario. Oh, not best case scenario. Best case scenario is like get Bazine and just restock. All right, let's see what happens now. And it's like rough because though I have like vigilance and whatnot, it's like you're gonna draw 2 cards guaranteed, right? And so like you got a 50% chance of getting something you need.
All right, let's. This is getting scary. I don't know what to do. All right. Yeah. Why
Let
not?
me look in your Discord as well. See what's like maybe a different option for. They're all pretty. Let's see.
Ooh, I think I did something good.
Let's
Uh-oh.
see. All right, this is bad. Yeah, you got my restock. Okay, so this is where you win basically. Because like I think there's nothing I can do at this point, but I'm not
What if you
sure.
deploy Kylo Ren?
But then I can't remember what's in your hand, but let's see.
I
That
forgot
is
this whole
true.
time you haven't deployed him.
All right, so I
And he's got, it
can't remember.
says play, from discard pile. Oh my goodness.
So I gotta
Dang.
like, okay, so what can I do here
Let's
to
see what
look
he's
at your
gonna
hand? Is there
do.
a way I can do that? Let's see. It's rough. It's real rough. Hear this.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Let's see. So, okay.
So like, a lot of people really hate control, and I personally don't really like playing against it. But like playing it, especially playing control against control, can be like pretty exciting, you know?
Yeah. I don't like playing against control either, and I'm control.
Yeah.
But this is fun
Uh,
because it's like mind games.
yeah. Whenever it's like control versus control, it becomes like more like because you know what they're doing, it's
Yeah.
different. You know what I mean? Just let's see. What
Han
do I do
Solo
here?
is just you get Wrecker and then you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I mean I'm a hater for sure, honestly, like the way I talk about it, but like I really just don't I'm like so tired of like value decks. I'm just tired of like both Hans like just getting, either getting a free resource or just cheating out a unit early. And just like, hey, I just have a big card, I'm just gonna freaking play it. And then like You know, like I really get mad at like Admiral Piet decks because like, oh, I'm just gonna play big ships. It's all I'm
Oh
gonna do.
yeah,
It's
he's
like, okay,
annoying.
come on, man. Like, and it's also really good, so that's the annoying part. Okay, man, this is rough. Let's see here. Yeah.
Well, Admiral Piet he's still in the rotation, right?
Yep. So he still gonna be around. Luckily, resupply is gone, but you know he still has other things. Oh man, it's rough. All right, if I do this, what can I do? Crap. So yeah, not do that. I need to. Oh man, this is rough. All right, either you got it or you don't. Let's see what happens.
Uh-oh.
Oh, your resource the other one. That's not good.
Let's see.
1 second. I think I messed that up. I was to like Okay, so yeah, that's okay. I kind of screwed myself. I think it doesn't matter now. Basically, I was gonna like attach a ton of these heirloom lightsabers to myself, but I resourced 2 of them, so it doesn't really make a difference. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. Okay, so I think I just lose. Let's see. Raven power. There's the Scargus. There it is. Claim, and then 2 turns I lose. Well, I guess 3 turns. I have a vigilance in my hand, but it doesn't do anything.
I'm gonna destock just to be safe.
Timely intervention.
I wait.
That's it. I literally have no more cards in my
Oh, that's
hand or
true.
my deck.
Oh gosh. Okay.
All right, good game. So like, does this tell you how long that took?
That was probably
I'm not
like
sure.
30 minutes, 20 minutes.
So that's the kind of game where like, you know, if I was against you or like if you were in that situation, you would just assume that you win the entire round because like next game, all you need to do is play the same game basically, you know, but like a little bit slower.
What if
And
you
then
like sideboard really good though?
yeah, if you sideboard, then like, but the idea is that you don't need to win basically. You just need to like, you just need to not lose basically. You need to win or draw. All you need to do is not lose. So
Okay.
like, you just kind of yeah, which is like much easier than it is to like win. You know what I mean?
We don't have to play another one if not. This probably take too long.
Right. Let's
We're
do
gonna do
different. I
a
can
different one.
if you can grab me like a other like I don't, just another list that's like not maybe not a control archetype, and then we can
What
it'll be like
about Cad Bane? I've been having trouble with him too.
oh yeah, that one is rough for sure.
Yeah.
I could probably give you some decent advice. I think control works pretty decently against it. Let's see. Because you know, the idea is that I don't know if this tracks really
So he beat Han Solo. Ooh, Sabe is another one I want to play. So he beat everyone except Chancellor Palpatine. So
like I think the idea is that like so first off, his whole beginning of gameplay is uh whatever, like it's to put you on edge. Like the idea is that
Hello there.
you can't really play a turn one play without the opponent killing it somehow, because this deck is full of turn one plays. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 15 one cost uh units. And then it has two more two cost units. So the idea is that like you never know if they can use their ability or not, because the ability says when you play an underworld card, you can exhaust the leader. So like you will be forced to kind of pass, and then they can play a card like one drop, and then you have to decide whether or not they have another one drop in their hand before playing your one drop, before playing your turn one, because then they can ping it and target town it. So that's the game there, and it
so
can be
what
really
I want
rough.
to pull is what's her name? Bazine.
You wanna so
So I
Kazine
can
isn't super
see.
important in this match. What you really want to do is not really so like the whole the conclusion to that in terms of like how it relates to you is that you don't even need to care about that, because like you don't care about your turn one. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
Um,
true. Okay.
right. So like that whole pressure is kind of part of why Chapter possibly intends to deal good against this one, because like you just kind of bypass that, and then like not only that, eventually gets to the point where like sure Cad Bane has a lot of one drops, but if you look at the deck list, it's really more uh like mid rangey. It gets to the point where like you have a bunch of good cards you just want to play. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
good value cards. Then that's where your kill cards come in, because you just kill them over and over again.
Yeah, he
Um,
doesn't have Vigilance, Super Blast, or
Right. And there's stolen AT Hauler, which is good too for you, because you can kill it and play it yourself, you know? Um, and then just to kind of explain what's like going on in my mind. So first off, Cad Bane's pretty tricky, so like I would not consider myself like decent at Cad Bane at all. But I just generally know what to do against control. And in this, mostly what you just want to do, like the idea is like you want to go as wide as possible without going too wide and getting overdone by Super Laser Blast. So it's kind of this give and take where like, you know, you want to play kind of like 60 or 70% of your cards at a time, if that makes sense, because you want to have a reserve to replenish, but at the same time you don't want to have only one unit out, because they're gonna kill it every turn. So you want to have like 1 to 3, like 2 to 3 units a turn ideally, because then that starts to be, you only have 1 or 2 kill cards a turn to use, and then the battlefield starts to grow, you know what I mean? So that's the part
right.
where I'm trying to do. But then, like I said, it's a give and take, because you can just get super laser blasts. So in these kind of cases where they're going wide, generally speaking, what you want to do is not control too much, because that's gonna be a bad race. You're gonna lose out on that value card, that value race of like one card per card. It's gonna be one card for like a one drop or something like that. What you want to do instead is focus on ramping and drawing. You want to prepare for answers. So you want to get resources and cards, if that makes sense.
Okay. So okay, for example, I have Takedown. Should I not play that?
Takedown is definitely okay. So, like, what other cards do you have though? Because takedown's probably the best case in this, because unless you have resupply,
No, I don't have any ramp up.
if you have no ramp, takedown's definitely for sure really good. You just go ahead and get rid of this Mist Hunter, and that's 3 damage. So the idea is you want to mitigate the most amount of damage possible, and you know. Sometimes that's resupply, because that makes you mitigate more damage in the future due to Super Laser Blast. But in this case, it's takedown, because you're just going for the 3 cost units. So that's good. And then fortunately, these are the times where like it's a good and bad thing about control. But in these early turns, you're not really doing that much thinking. Like it's like almost like you're brain dead at first, and then like by the end you have to be like thinking all the time. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
at first, all you do is the typical Power Dark Star takedown, vanquish or whatever, and then later it gets like extremely complicated. But the good thing about that's actually a good thing because the idea is that you essentially get to just kind of like sit there and like meditate. You know what I mean? And like prepare for the next rounds while they're doing all their crap and thinking about it, you're just like thinking for the future. You're just like, oh, playing my original first cards, and then you can prepare along the way. So it gives you that cushion of time. Yeah, so my strategy, especially against Stat Evolve, I just want to go as wide as possible and do as much damage as possible because I have 25 HP, so I just got it to where we have different HP, but before that, it's not good. And passing here is pretty decent because like you generally want to like you losing out on 4 resources versus me losing out on 5 resources is better because like that just gives you more cards if that makes sense, and you have cards that can deal multiple of my units while I only have the ability to play one unit at a time. So the more cards you have in your hand, the better it is for you. So passing is good. You want to do that because in the case that I claim here, I've lost out on 5 resources, and that's like that's essentially mitigating that much damage for whatever unit it is. But now I'm gonna play my Zuckus, and then now because you've passed, you can respond in if the way you have possible, and if you don't, then you can claim. So it's like just as if you claimed early, So that's good.
Okay.
And honestly, a lot of these sometimes it can kind of feel like a coin toss going against these kind of decks because it can just be like especially with like there not being much strategy outside of me going wide and you trying to kill everything, it can just feel like a luck draw at that point sometimes, you know what I mean? And sometimes you just do get unlucky. Uh
Ouch.
yeah, like just stuff like that. The Cad Bane just like freaking is ridiculous. And actually in this case, unfortunately, Zuckus already has Saboteur. But yeah,
Oh,
that
that's
does
right.
more does help in the situation.
Hold on.
But
Oh wait, never mind. There's nothing I can do. Well, let me
what else
see.
is in your
Hold on.
hand though?
I have confiscate, but it doesn't matter. I have
Mhm.
Darth Vader. I don't have timely. I have Cad
Mhm.
Bane. I mean, like I could heal. I mean, let me see.
Hmm.
I'll just do that.
Yeah, it's
That's all I got. I mean, well,
Yeah, I think you just gotta just like we'll just run it again. A lot of times this just happens. You know what I mean? Like especially because you haven't got an opportunity to sideboard yet. You just like get unlucky and then get run over. So we'll just go to the next game and uh, I'm gonna look at your deck again so I can see what's in the sideboard.
I should probably add condemn in my sideboard. You think instead of lieutenant? Uh,
I think Condemn's good enough to be in your main board. To be honest, I
really?
don't really know what you would change out.
I feel like I never play Cad Bane. I don't know. I could probably get rid
Oh,
of Cad Bane.
the 5 cost unit.
Yeah.
It does. I
I
don't know.
feel
It,
like I
it
can get
kind of
rid of him.
I think one thing about Cad Bane though is that, like it may be that you're just plotting him too much. This sounds kind of weird, but like Cad Bane's one of those that like sometimes you just want to keep him in your hand for your 5 resource turn.
All right, maybe I don't need Dr. Pershing. I really haven't used him the last two
Hmm.
games we played.
Gotcha.
Sucked, but I could just
in-
change it for condemn.
In this case, at the very least, like at least in the very case of like sideboarding. Let's say that you had condemn in sideboard. Doctor Pershing would be a good one to sideboard out, just because Doctor Pershing is gonna die quickly to the shenanigans I talked about first. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, removing your unit turn one, that's pretty much fine. And then for me, what I want to do is I want to put in this dude, these two dudes. Get rid of this, 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 this. Throw in that. All right. Yeah, Condemn's a really good card. Let's see. Look at this. Look at this. It's especially post rotation, it's gonna even better. It kind of fits that like odd 3 cost removal turn. And you can use it to kind of like just put it on anything, and then they're essentially useless for the rest of the game. See
Yes, you have
this?
confiscate.
Right. It's odd, but I'm gonna do that. Yeah, one thing is that, like, for instance, right now you just drew a Slimore, right?
Yeah.
That might be one that you consider not resourcing and just playing next turn.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm playing a lot of these like relatively low cost, not low damage units. It kind of gives you incentive to
Actually, I'm gonna play this.
do that. Yeah, restocking is always good. It's kind of like one of the ways to conditionals to get to your win cons against this matchup. Yeah, for instance, in this one you just saved like 8 points of damage. So effectively that's like killing an eight power unit, or at least like disabling it for the turn. Uh, my criminal muscle just completely useless now. This down. Trigger that. See, like this is another example of why Cad Bane Tarkatown isn't that great against Palpatine. Like the idea is that you get this Tarkatown, and the idea is that you kill something that is gonna do 5 or more damage, kind of, or like end up doing 5 more damage, because that's how much HP it costs, because it's 25 HP, right? But now I'm doing this to you, and it's like I'm not really saving anything by doing 4 damage to this slime more. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really help me. And you aren't gonna do that much damage to me with it anyways. So it just like lowers the value of all my cards, basically. Like, I mean, your setup does.
All right, let's go.
And although you might eventually kind of like get to the point where you feel a little like you want to play something that's a little bit less mind intensive, like the good thing about playing control is that you really have to learn every other deck while you're playing it. Otherwise, you don't know what to do. So like, it's a really good learning technique. Like, learning control first is really good. No damage. Okay.
I lost again.
Yeah, unless you can
Yeah.
do something for one resources.
I need super blast laser. I didn't get it.
So I mean, that is kind of one thing about like, I probably will kill you Pershing if I had it. Well, I meant attack. Whatever. Like getting more draw is definitely good. I don't really know what you could have done. I don't know what was in your hand the whole time, but
I mean, I didn't have timely or any. I mean,
Mhm.
I didn't have super blast. I have
Right.
first light, Vader, Bane, Avenger. I mean,
Well, actually, first light would have been pretty decent in this case. I don't know though,
maybe. I mean,
because that's like a 5/7. You could have started gun, but it depends on how early you had it. Like, I don't know if you drew it to it early enough. Like if you had it by 7 on your flip turn,
yeah,
you
I
could have
did.
used that to start to. I see.
did.
I think what you should have done essentially is on 7, just deploy Palpatine with first light and go ahead and start attacking their my face units, because you're gonna be able to also plot out Chancellor Palpatine as well. So you'll have like a safe kind of setup there, and that's gonna mitigate 2 attacks. That's gonna mitigate about 4 attacks, because one, the first light's gonna kill something. 2, 2 of the attacks will be blocked by the Sentinels you produce. But then fourthly, your Chancellor Palpatine will, in between the 2 attacks, be able to take out one of the other opponent and units. So that's that as well. Do you want to
Alright,
try it again, or
yeah,
do
I
you
got rid of
feel
my.
tired?
I got rid of my Dr. Pershing and I added
Hmm.
Condemn.
Gotcha. Let's
We could
reset.
do Cad Bane again, or
Gotcha.
no, another. It don't matter. Probably
Yeah, Cad
Yoda.
Bane,
You
honestly,
think I'll see a Yoda most likely, or a Cad Bane, or like which one?
probably decent chance to see both. And honestly, in my opinion, like Cad Bane's a little trickier. Um, Yoda is a bit more similar to Han, where it's just like straight up value, just put a bunch of good cards out and whatnot. The difficult part about Yoda is that like his ability to rebuild due to having the heroic command setup of like uh Kelleran Beck and Home One and stuff like that. He can rebuild like instantly, like really quickly. So that's the hard part. You have to make sure that you don't blow your load too early. Um, but yeah, whichever one would you prefer to face?
Let's do Yoda. I haven't played him yet.
Gotcha. I have one of those decks. So. Save deck. Yeah, I used to play Yoda a lot more last set, but I haven't really this much. I might play him for the showdown because he's just like a freaking good leader in deck. But like, it just is kind of boring. I mean, it's fine. It just like works really well and has answers to everything. Uh, but it used to be like a little more creative and a little more requiring a little more thought.
Oops. Oh.
Okay, so do you know what the "You're My Only Hope" combo is?
Like maybe a little bit. Not really.
So "You're My Only Hope" is like, it's a 3-cost card, and basically what it says that you can look at the top card of your deck. You may play it. It costs 5 less. If your base has 5 or less remaining HP, you can play it for free. That part doesn't really matter so much because you almost never get that. But the more important part is that essentially what it does is allows you to play a top card for 2 less. So for Yoda, that's like one of his key, you know, elements that really works well. Is that because he can scry, which is a Magic the Gathering term, he can look at the top card of his deck and then he can draw it rather and either replace it or put one on the bottom of the deck. So that means that he can put a card on top of his deck. So a very
Oh,
common
okay.
right. So a very common like combo is like when I'm Yoda's on 5 resources, they'll try to suicide their own units into one of your units, and then so that they can go ahead and put on something like Luke Skywalker or like Kelleran back on top of their deck. Then they play You're My Only Hope and play it for 2 less, and now they have like a massive unit with a ton of value 2 turns early. So the way to mitigate that is like it's kind of weird, but you essentially want to worry like so I as Yoda want a unit either mine or yours. It doesn't matter which one to have left play because that's what Yoda's ability says. It says if a unit left play this phase, draw a card. So they want that turn on the 5 resource turn. They want doesn't matter who, but someone's unit to go away so they can do the combo. So you want to do the opposite of that. You kind of just want to avoid killing something on that 5 resource turn potentially. You know what I mean? Like it's and then because they want to do it, or maybe you want to lane dodge them. Like you maybe want to play a unit in the space arena or something of that, or conversely, if they have space, you play in the ground, and now they can suicide. So sometimes you don't want to kill their things because it plays into their plans, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And then the other thing you can do, this is not very common because you only have one Bazine in your deck and it's off aspect. But for instance, let's say that they go ahead and they're at like 5 or 6 resources and they're doing the comp. They're like obviously doing it. They're putting from the top of the deck. You know what I mean? You can play Bazine and make them discard a card and draw that card, and then suddenly the combo is messed up. So that's one counter to it.
Alrighty.
Yoda's a pain, for sure. Definitely good to be able to use things like no glory only results on things like Yoda, so that you can draw instead of me. Hmm. So the reason I was thinking there was like, in order to use my ability, uh, you didn't have to leave, so I wanted to like to kill your super laser technician, but like I didn't want to ramp you. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the same time, what's gonna happen next turn anyways? You're just gonna attack my unit, right? So like, it didn't matter if I attacked it or not. So that's why I figured, okay, whatever, let's gonna go ahead and attack now because you're gonna get the resource anyways. So, mm, I should have done that. Another thing about Yoda is that like he just even outside of the "You're My Only Hope" combo, he just happens to get a lot of value. via scrying every turn. So like he's able to, you know, go through his deck, which is I have to imagine is part of why Data Vault works well for him because by the time it's like 6 turns, that's 6 cards. Hopefully, I've cycled through.
Okay. So we got.
So I think in this case here, it doesn't first off you're not at 8 resources anyways, so it doesn't really matter about Super Laser Blast. But like even if you had Super Laser Blast, you would want to use your Sentinel first. You kind of want to Super Laser Blast can kill literally 2,000 units, right? Like there's no limit on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Dogmatic's Shock's Guard has a limit. So like while you're early on, you want to play this card because it's gonna be one a couple of units, as opposed to being in an opposite situation where you use Super Laser Blast now, and later I go wide, and let's say I have like 7 units, and suddenly Dogmatic's Shock Guard's even worse. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
want to save your bigger stuff for the biggest field. So that playing that is just better. Then what do I do here? Do this. It sounds weird, but do you have Palpatine in your plot?
Yeah, I do.
You should go ahead and undo and just go ahead and deploy and play him with plot.
So Yoda doesn't have like kill unit though.
I do, but that's next turn. Cause I'm at 6 right now.
Okay. I guess true.
But the idea is that like that's just gonna save like you don't. It doesn't really matter. Like you're not playing a deck where like you're trying to like
do
deploy Palpatine and
damage.
one shot them.
Okay.
You just want to use them for removal. So this case here, this is gonna mitigate. Like now, I don't think I can do I don't think I can get through your dude essentially. So I'm gonna do like I have to kind of do this, and if I want to save my Queen Amidala, I get rid of one of my things. So like, that's awkward for me. So I'm gonna do it. But then that's even one less, and now you have like 2 more Sentinels, and you have Palpatine. So Palpatine, um, you know, you can take out whatever. I don't really know what to take out. Maybe like honestly, like
So you think I should just attack your base?
no, do not do that. Attack one of my like you need 100% be in the controlling kind of mindset of getting rid of my dudes. So you just want to go ahead and get rid of I think Obi-Wan's best. And then let's see, and I just kind of do this. And then you just want to claim that's like the best thing, and then I can play this dude out. And then hopefully you've. I wouldn't say this is a good time for Super Laser Blast, but hopefully you've drawn it just to have it. But you kind of want to at this point, uh, you want to lean into your unit kind of situation. And if you do you have any what's it called Sentinels in your hand,
Yeah, shock squad.
just go ahead and play that card. It should be fine. Uh, and it sounds weird, but really you just want to this is your chalk card in terms of your value stuff. It's really it's like one of the lower values, so this is the better time to use it. Whatever, yeah. I'm not really explaining it very well, but let's see. What do I do with this? Maybe. Just do that. Oh, hmm. This is also part where like it's precarious for me. Like I chose not to deploy Yoda just because I'm really short in your hand. Uh, that's a good one. Let's see. This is another like super laser blast esque type option. You know what I mean? That's like
Yeah.
not as effective as blast, but is good for dealing with the other units. So that's definitely kind of the ideal Snoke time. I don't know what to do. Let's see. I think I know what to do if I do this. So in this case here, if you like generally if they have Yoda undeployed and you bring out a big dude, they're gonna try to kill it with my ability. Uh, so that's one reason that like this deck having Bo-Katan is really good because it's a 9 cost and I can kill things. Not really anything you can really do about that. You just kind of need to like it just sucks to, and I'm just gonna go try to go wide, I guess. And then so this is a pretty decent like like you kind of want to be thinking about the numbers game. And in this case here, like this is my second Queen Amidala, so there's a higher chance that I don't really have one in my hand. You know what I mean? So this is a good chance. This is a good time to Super Laser Blast if you have one.
Yeah, I have one.
And then I just play these. That's really like I got 2 cards. That's like not. It's fine. You know what I mean? Just control from whatever the best option, etc. Hmm. See, this is also now it's really good too. So now it's like my deck has like a lot of soft control, so I can kill. I have a lot of kill cards, but like now I'm like, do I kill your card or not? Because it's like I'm kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't. So what do I do? I think I just go base and go wide. Wow. Okay, so this is also good for you. Sometimes the enemy just kind of like, you know, doesn't get lucky. So I didn't get any cards I could play, um, which is ideal. A 7 cost 7/7 is just like okay, it just like does nothing. So
Hmm.
all right, lordy. Okay, so uh, it's just so bad. Okay, it's just like almost anything's better than just taking like 12 damage to my base. It's just like all right, it's rough. It's rough. It's real rough. Okay, it's lame, I guess. All right. Okay. Has it? Okay, there we go. I don't want to do that. Oof. All right. Let's see what happened. Okay, so this is what you want to look out for in the discard. So after you it doesn't for some decks it doesn't really matter, but for decks like Yoda it really matters. So what you discarded 1, 2, 3. You discarded a home one, which is one of the ones. That's one of the ones you're trying to go for. So you wanna discard home one and like Luke Skywalker 2, but really home one is the bigger one because he's the one who lets you play from your discard pile. Um, so that's kind of ideal. Ideally, yeah. Okay. Let's see. So it's like a home one, Keller and Beck, Queen Amidala. Those are the ones that let you rebuild and are ones you want to have gotten. Wow, terrible, terrible. Okay. Uh, okay.
All right, I'm gonna go. Um, actually, let's do that.
already. Okay. Are you kind of getting a little bit more of a feel about like how the pacing of control goes?
I think so.
Yeah, you can kind of see how it's kind of like this like really big tube of toothpaste. You just kind of want to like go slowly at first and then go big, but you want to like use that's a terrible metaphor. It doesn't make sense at all. But you just want to like use your lower cost defenses like first, basically. It's
Okay.
kind of a weird value game. Yeah, this is not good. Do this. Wow. Okay. I have a Year My Only Hope in my hand, and I was like, okay, maybe I can draw something that's good, and I'll just put it back on top and play that. And what I drew was another You're My Only Hope. So that would be funny if I just, played that against itself. There we go. Okay.
Let's go here.
So in this case, what you actually want to do, you can go ahead and undo it if you want, like request. Um, your highest value here is so. So if you do that, you always want to assume that if it's a choice thingy, that your opponent's gonna do the worst thing for you, right? So like in this case here, I'm gonna choose the Phoenix Squadron A Wing, and then I'm gonna attack with my blue leader, which is gonna do 5 damage. Uh, so and then you're gonna heal 3 with your Reinforced Walker, which is good. But what you should do instead of doing that is just straight up attack my blue leader with your Reinforced Walker, and that's gonna heal 3 and mitigate 5, and he'll go into 3. But that's just better in terms of numbers.
Okay, that's fine. What I was gonna do, yeah, I was gonna attack your base and heal, and then kill. I don't know. I mean,
It
I guess it's
sounds
the
like
same
that
thing.
sounds tempting for sure. But what you really want to do is just kill my dudes, and like your dude's gonna last anyways, and then also my dudes will already be gone. It's really difficult, but like yeah, it's just kind of a weird game altogether. But that's a good one. Now what do I do here? I go wide. Oof. All right. Ugh. My chances, and then the other thing you need to be constantly looking at is just like you're not like obsessing over, but just like have an eye on their deck size. So like right now I have 13, so like it's getting to the point where potentially if you get lucky draws, the game ends very soon. Um, but this is the part where I get, as the opponent, start to get nervous because my options start to dwindle significantly, while yours theoretically may never end. Yeah, and then Luke is 6 power, so that condemn is perfect against him. Mm. That was completely Hail Mary. I just played it, and Luke happened to be there. Uh, hmm.
I'm gonna attack your base. Darn it. Actually, I still might attack your base anyway. Ooh.
Okay, so in this case, I think actually like it's kind of weird, but I think you're good to like attack the base because I'm not really sure, honestly. It's like a gut feeling I have, but I think it's the fact that like my spies have like 0-2 kind of make it fine. I don't know. The fact that like your slime more can kind of deal with them. I'll definitely try to get at least rid of some of them. That's also fine too. Because okay, one actually it's about even because you're gonna be about 9 points of swinging because you do 6 damage and healing 3, and I can do 9 damage. Um, but I think the fact that you can get rid of my spies pretty easily makes it better for you. Yeah. So I think like you could essentially just like go for base with my reinforcement walker, and then I'll attack with something, but then you can just kill my one of my spies with the slightly more. And then that starts to like increase the disparity of what's going on. You should undo that and defeat your new one.
The new one.
It's a perfectly fine play. Just defeat your the new one, not your readied one.
So it's better.
So basically the
Oh
uniqueness
wait.
rule. Yeah,
Oh, so it's still, if I destroy the same one, the one I played, the ability is like still in effect.
exactly. Yeah, it's a bit strange, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you want to just maximize the value. Yeah, yeah. So now that you know that, it makes sense, right?
That's a big tip. I did not know that.
Yeah. So now this is good. Like I said, essentially, like last game rather, you're saving 8 points. I think Slime War is a little underrated. You know, you kind of looked at it like, 2 points, whatever. You know, but
Hmm.
it really adds up in these go wide. So like in my situation, let me think. Uh,
Wow, I've
oddly
been
enough,
playing
I think my
wrong
weird
this whole
play.
time.
I mean, it kind of like it kind of makes sense. Like you would like think like, why do you play like playing a card like I don't know. I get what like where the logic is, but like yeah, just the weird way that this game works. Right. Okay. No. Okay, so I could just do. So I do have like answers right now, but like it's not ideal because you have 11 resources, so like it's quite a lot. Um, yeah, okay, that's pretty decent. Yeah, and now it's 6 cards left. So if you have a vigilance, this is a perfect time to use it.
I don't.
Well, luckily I don't got anything to really care like to do anything with, so you're gonna get it soon. Let's see. Yeah, I don't need that card. Okay. Let me look at my deck. Okay, so vanquish, take down. Gosh, okay. Yeah, I don't really know what I can do at this point. Let's see. Yeah. Definitely. So this is a. I don't know when I should have surrendered exactly. I think probably the turn that you super laser blast just recently, you know what I mean, where you kill all my
Yeah.
units. I think that's when I should have surrendered, basically. So like that's another thing is that like you may want the game to go as long as possible to get time going on, but like the other opponent is gonna know that, and they're gonna want to
Oh.
quit early so they can like go to the next game. You know what I
And
mean?
you have to
Um,
accept their quit.
yeah, yeah. They
Okay,
just
that makes
concede and
sense.
move on. So for me, I should have quit because I have nothing left to play. You know what I mean? Oh, you play Vigilance, cool. But yeah, so that's what happened. What had happened before. But either way, I think that was a really good game. I'm gonna go ahead and concede because it's gonna take a few turns for the discarding to like kill me. You know, um,
Okay.
because all you're gonna do is I have a takedown in my hand. That's it. So it doesn't matter. So that's 100% gonna be a win. Oh crap! I didn't mean to leave it entirely. Oopsies.
But for me, even though I might lose the first game, do I want to speed it up if I'm going to lose the first game or still slow it down?
Uh, then it's kind of I'm not really sure what the logic is there, but I think then it's kind of like if you're losing the first game, I feel like
Should I play for the draw?
you want to quit. I feel like you do want to quit soon so you can win the second game. But
And
like
then, like,
it
okay.
is hard though. Like that's like not as ideal. But hopefully if you quit early, then with your sideboard you can have like more of a stable like standardized game against that deck. You know what I mean? Like you can tech against it. Um, so I'm not really sure, but I think generally speaking, the earlier you can detect whether or not you're gonna straight up lose or not, the better. Yeah. But yeah, so for the last game, I feel like you listened to the advice pretty well in terms of like kind of like titrating out your defenses, you know. Um, I do kind of think there's like sort of like hierarchy in terms of like what you're supposed to do in terms of your like removal. Um, the best removal cards are the ones that straight up just kill a card for, and that's what it says. It says defeated card, you know. Uh, and then there are other ways to mitigate damage, and that's you can heal, you can defend, you can debuff, and you know units kind of the lower value ones in my opinion because they can be kind of situational. For instance, like if you have a sentinel in the ground arena, they can go to space and just keep attacking you. So it's not quite as reliable, but at the same time they're generally a little cheaper, and also you can kind of they have the advantage of being semi extendable in their value because they're a unit. So units have the ability to not only have abilities for their when played or whatever, but also they can be sentinel, that kind of stuff or whatever, but also they have the ability to attack bases and attack units. So the fact that they have that means that you play early, you kind of extend that value that you would not get later. You know what I mean?
Right. All
Let
right.
me
So
check out that.
yeah, I sent you the deck. That if you're gonna let me borrow cards, I'm gonna go
Mhm.
with this deck. I'll go with this one.
Gotcha. You have let's see too many confiscates, so you can't change
Okay.
out at least one of those in
Oh
your
yeah, on
sideboard.
the
Yep.
sideboard. Let me put
Let's
two
see.
in there. Oh wait, hold up.
I would say get rid of one confiscate and also one of your bounty hunter crews. I don't think you need three. You really
Yeah,
need
that's
only like
true.
one or two. Two is a little more reliable, but one is really kind of all you need. Honestly, I'll just say you just put one in there.
Okay. Um,
Because
I
really, like that's gonna only come in use in like very specific control versus control matches. And one thing about control is that like typically it's not like so control is not like a favored it's not a favorite archetype in SWU. So
yeah.
generally speaking,
Yeah.
when you get to the higher parts like top eight, whatever, it's not that many. So like you're gonna be more expected to you'll control mirror match early on. But if you commence the seeding, it's more likely that the other controlled matchups have already been knocked out. So it's not one that you necessarily need to prepare for that much.
Okay. I
I
replaced
mean,
it with two malls and one Dr. Pershing.
that's decent. If you have a deck that like let's say that you're playing against the pilot deck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pilot decks generally don't play a lot on the ground. Uh, so that's one situation where now Pershing's a little bit better because he's like a little more guaranteed to survive and that kind of stuff. But I mean, these are all good cards. Devastator hasn't really come in that like a lot of handy just because of the archetypes that I've been playing against you, you know. But for instance, let's say you're playing against Cad Bane. If you play Devastator against Cad Bane, it's pretty hard to come back as a Cad Bane player, you know. Um, I don't really have that many options. I'd have to do something where like I like McClunky to do damage and then like use like Cad Bane to capture it. But even in that case, if you kill my Cad Bane, then I'll just get it back. You'll just get it back. So there are a lot of archetypes. Like Devastator in general is more effective against less control based decks. Um, so you know you'll just see a lot of these cards come out in different cases. You know, Cad Bane's another one that like even though you haven't seen a lot of case of it for now, you will see a lot of cases where they're coming out. Just because by the time you have to 5 resources turn, there's a good chance that you have already killed all of their units. Maybe not all, maybe just like all except a few. And then when you play out Cad Bane, you kill another one while also putting a 4 or 5 body on board, and that's suddenly another like now next turn you have like 2 removals. You know what I mean? You have like whatever you have for the turn, but also you can use Cad Bane to attack something. So he comes in handy, but it really depends on really what deck you're doing, and you know the decks I've been playing have been like super go wide, and he's not the best against super go wide stuff. But if he's like 1 or 2 units, he's a lot better against than that.
Okay.
But yeah, this stuff just like control is definitely like I said, a great one to learn, but it's also like one of the hardest ones to learn, just because of the
Yeah.
amount of information you have to know,
That
and
is
then the
good
amount
though.
of
I like
line.
it.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. And then it is a really nice breed. Like it's a nice change of pace to go from something like this to an aggro deck, and you'll also be surprised to know and pleasantly surprised to know that in SWU, um, you know, we're talking about value decks being kind of like brain dead, kind of, you know, but like aggro decks are actually kind of semi complicated. I would say that they're generally more difficult in terms of the complexity to play than mid-range decks or value decks. Like at first I was like, okay, they just like freaking play these cards, and then by turn 4 I'm dead, and it's like they just won so easily.
Yeah.
But then when I played it myself, it's complicated. It's not like very difficult, but it is more complicated than it seems. And but either way, it's a nice change of pace from control. So control is great and makes the other ones great too. Yeah. I would say probably just like keep practicing Carabast, just getting the you know reps in. But it is difficult because of the lack of best of 3. But if you can manage to get best of 3s on there, you know, then that's best. But
Okay.
yeah,
I'm gonna keep practicing, and I'll see you on Tuesday then.
yeah, that was fun playing. I'll have those decks created and everything. Can you resend me your final deck?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll have that on Tuesday. But it was good
Okay.
playing, man.
Yeah. All right. See ya.
All right. See you, dude.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Let's get a little PQ session. I might live stream when I go play Tuesday, but I'm definitely gonna live stream the PQ. So I'll see you guys later.